Today is the 16th Sunday of Ordinary Time. This Sunday's reading's central theme is redemption and reunification and restoration, the restoration of God's people. So on this Sunday, the Church invites us to celebrate Christ, the true King and compassionate Shepherd who redeems and restores his people to the Father. Today's Gospel presents us with a powerful image, that of Jesus the Good Shepherd, who cares tenderly for his flock. Christ is the Good Shepherd who lays down his life for his sheep. This image of Christ as a shepherd who guides and protects and nourishes his people is central throughout Scripture. In the first reading, we hear the prophet Jeremiah lament the unfaithful shepherds who have scattered and destroyed the flock of God's people. But the Lord promises to raise up new shepherds who will care for the flock with wisdom and understanding. This foreshadows the coming of Christ, the true shepherd, who will gather his sheep and lead them to green pastures. In the Gospel, we see Jesus' compassion for the crowds, who are like sheep without a shepherd. Rather than sending them away, he begins to teach them, for he knows that they are hungry not only for physical nourishment, but for the spiritual food that only he can provide. As a compassionate and wise king, Jesus knows our situation. He is doing something about it and will not rest until we are redeemed and restored to God. God does not keep quiet over our conditions. He sees and knows that negligent shepherds have abandoned us. Pope Francis reminds us that the Church is not a fortress, but a tent that goes to bring Christ's love to everyone, especially the most abandoned. Like the Good Shepherd, the Church is called to seek out the lost, to bind up the wounded, and to strengthen the weak. Today's global immigration problem is a sign of leadership and system failure. The human shepherds of our nations have all failed God and all of us. However, the good news is that God will restore us. He will repair the broken elements of our land. This is a message of hope for all passing through the forms of political, social and economic crisis which we face in our current times. We simply need to obey Christ's teachings and instructions to be redeemed and restored to his Father. Trusting Christ, our King and Shepherd, let us always proclaim without ceasing, "The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want." This is the mission entrusted to all of us, to the members of Christ's flock. We are called to be co-workers with the truth, to continue the work of the Good Shepherd by sharing the Gospel and caring for those in need. As Pope John Paul II exhorted, do not be afraid to welcome Christ and to offer him the best of yourselves. My dear friends, let us heed the words of the psalmist today. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Let us trust in the loving care of the Good Shepherd, who leads us beside still waters and restores our souls. And let us strive to be good shepherds ourselves, following the example of Christ and tending to the needs of all those entrusted to our care. May the Good Shepherd guide us and keep us safe both now and forever.